9 smart content writing tips. That's what this video is about, how to create content that converts. I am Benjamin from Right Channels. You are welcome to today's video. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. You will find a little bell icon. Click on it as well, so that when the next video goes live on this channel, you will be instantly notified and you won't miss any of the videos. You will have free access to all the videos we upload on this channel. Without much ado, let's get started with today's video. Let's first look at the highlights. Do your research. That's the first step. Identify a problem and profile a solution to it. Create a compelling headline. Create your outline before you write. Use free writing techniques to develop your first draft. Give it a short break before editing. Make your content easy and accessible. Give your audience value to reciprocate. And give reasons to back up your key ideas. So these are the 9 key tips, 9 smart tips we shall be discussing. Let's dive into it. Do your research. Now, of course, you know that research is the systematic investigation into and study of materials and sources in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. You must know the subject you are writing about, and you must know who is going to read your content. You must ensure that your facts are correct. Make sure you are getting the right information from legitimate, accurate sources. Make sure your content is appropriate for your target audience. Find content ideas that are proven to convert. Now you can see that your research has to do with, collecting information, collecting the right type of materials that you will use to create your content. Because in content creation, you have to consider audience appeal, what will actually appeal and what will be appropriate for your target audience. And you have to ensure that you get your act together. You have to ensure that the content you are putting out there is accurate, is correct, is relevant. That's the reason for research. And you know that everything that is worthwhile, every content, every piece of content that you expect that people will really accept as valid has to, be up to date and be up to the standard. So that's the reason for your research. But most importantly, you need to ensure that you find out the kind of content that your audience are looking for. This is the most critical need for research. And in this kind of research, you look at different sources of information, and you also do keyword research to find out those questions that your target audience are frequently asking. Because for your content to be relevant, your content has to provide the right answers to the right questions. Then identify a problem and profile a solution to it. This is one of the major things you need to do at the point of research. Now, your content will amount to trash if it doesn't really solve anybody's problem. When it comes to content creation, content that is valid, content that is valuable, content that is relevant, content that converts is really content that will provide a solution to people's problem. So to make your content highly converting, you must identify a specific problem and provide practical action steps to solve it. This is really key. So at the point when you are researching into the kind of content you will provide, you have to ensure that you identify a problem that is a real problem, and then you provide a solution to it so that your content will be valuable. When you provide value to the marketplace, of course, you get people's attention right away. And life generally is value exchange. If people have to spend their time, attention, and ultimately their money in consuming your content, of course that content must provide a solution to their problem, and this is really very, very important. Then create a compelling headline. This cannot be overemphasized because a headline is an attention-grabbing statement strategically written with the sole purpose of getting a viewer to engage with you. The headline, whether in the print media, electronic media, on the internet, on social media platforms, a headline on a website, on a blog, a headline is really the first thing that establishes a contact with your viewers or your target audience. That's the first thing that grabs their attention, and your headline is what determines whether or not your target audience are going to read your article. If your headline is compelling enough, it will grab their attention and hold it and compel them to read your article. And that is exactly what is going to convert them to the point where they actually take action in line with your call to action, if you have one. So create a compelling headline, very critical. Then the next thing you need to know and do in order to create great content that converts is that you should create your outline before you write. Create your outline before you write. Do an outline. What is an outline? An outline is a list of the key points, the main ideas that you will use in your writing. So your outline is like your pre-writing plan, all right? Your writing plan, if you like. So you need to create an outline first. This will help you to organize your ideas about your topic ahead of time, so that when you sit down to write, you will know what to work on exactly. Your outline gives you the blueprint or the roadmap, if you like, for writing. It helps you plan and manage your time. A quick glance at an outline of a chapter can help you see what is done and what needs to be done. So whatever content you are creating is very important that you sit down and plan, because preparation is so important when it comes to content creation, especially when you understand that in whatever you do, commitment to excellence is key. And so if you want to create really, really great content that converts, you must first plan it. Because as the saying goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. But when you really plan, then of course your plan of action enables you to achieve a huge success. So create your outline before you start writing. The next thing is use pre-writing techniques to produce your first draft. Now, what do we mean by free writing techniques? is a kind of techniques that enables you to write freely. You just focus on writing freely. Write freely without worrying about correctness. When you do this, this will let your ideas flow as water flows naturally from its source. So free writing techniques, there are different free writing techniques. You can just write freely, on paper, all right? But you can also use I mean, you can use the dictation technique as well. You can record yourself, you just speak. That's another powerful method of generating ideas and making your ideas flow and ensuring that you really write. There are a number of you know speech to text software that can help you. So instead of even writing with your pen, you can just take any software that can translate your speech to text, and you just speak. Pour out your ideas as they naturally occur to you, and then get them recorded, get them written as text, and then later you will begin to edit. So write as fast as you can without editing at this stage. Whether you are dictating or you are writing, just write as fast as you can. Make sure that as the ideas occur naturally to you, you put them on paper. Just make sure you include all the important ideas that flow into your mind to enrich your content. You can always make adjustments and corrections later, but free writing means you are just free to put your ideas on paper, capture them either by using a pen to write, or typing, or dictating, and then recording what you are actually saying. Whichever method works for you, use free writing techniques to produce your first draft. Then the next thing is give your draft a break before editing. It's very important for you to allow some time to elapse after your first draft. This will enable you to come back to it with fresh ideas that you never thought of at first. So there is really wisdom in, giving your draft a break before editing. You give it some time. At the point of editing, you can take a second look at various aspects of your work. At that time, having given it a break and having allowed it to breathe, then you will be able to find some unnecessary material to weed out, some ambiguous sentences to reconstruct for clarity, some new ideas to include, some grammatical errors to correct, and so on and so forth. Rewriting is a powerful technique for enriching your content. So give your draft a break before editing. Very, very important. Then the next thing is make your content easy and accessible. As you edit and as you go through the content you have put down, and as you fine-tune everything, you want to make sure you avoid jargon, avoid technical terms, avoid cliches. Use simple, accessible language that your readers can understand. Of course, nobody is interested in, words they don't understand, using expressions that are highly technical, you know, that sounds strange to the audience. You must avoid that. You know, let your content be packaged in simple, accessible language. The simpler, the more accessible your language to your readers, the better. All right. You can use keyword research to find out how readers describe their problem. Of course, this is very, very important, so that when you use your language, you will be using those appropriate phrases that address their problems. That will win their attention more than, using words that are not connected with the issues that they are battling with. The important thing is to get your message across to the audience in a way that really provides answers to their questions and real solutions to their real problems. This is really very important, and it should be done in a language that is easy and accessible, that is clear enough, quite concise, and people don't have to begin to rack their brain to understand what you are saying. They should be able to consume your content effortlessly. All right, this is really very, very important. Then the next thing is give your audience value to reciprocate. This is really very important. In content writing, of course, you are coming with modern marketing techniques. You are not coming with the traditional marketing techniques where you insist that the buyer must buy and do this and do that. Now, the content marketing, is built on the philosophy of reciprocity. Human beings naturally reciprocate when a favor is done to them. As the English says, one good turn deserves another. So your focus should be on giving out such great valuable content that will compel your audience to feel inspired to reciprocate. And truly, when you give value, when you bring value to the table, when you really bring out content consistently that provides solutions to your target audience, of course, they will be compelled, they will feel so inspired that they can't resist reciprocating. This is natural, and it is philosophically proven that when you actually do good to someone, that person will feel always inspired to reciprocate. And this is really very, very important. Many marketers have exploited this philosophy, and it has worked wonderfully for quite a lot of people. So your aim should be to give your audience value to reciprocate. And you do that. In fact, it's better you overdo it than you don't do it at all. Give them value, extraordinary value. And don't worry, they will reciprocate at the appropriate time. This is really the the philosophy behind content marketing, that you provide content, and if you provide value, enough value that is valid, value that is extremely valuable, extraordinarily useful to your audience, they will naturally reciprocate. And this is really very, very important. So like a farmer who would spend a lot of time, resources, putting in a lot of sowing seeds on the farm and doing all kinds of things to make sure that there is a bumper harvest. Of course, when this is done well enough, there will be a bumper harvest. So this is really very, very important. Give your audience value to reciprocate, and surely they will reciprocate. Then the next thing is give reasons to back up your key ideas. It's an established psychological fact that human beings are more likely to accept ideas backed up by reasons than those that are not. So clear reasons for an idea have great persuasive power to get your prospects to buy into the idea you are projecting. So always ensure that your content is backed up with reasons, cogent reasons, reasons marshaled and explained with clarity. Reasons make your ideas believable in the minds of your prospects. So always ensure that you back up all your main ideas, all your key ideas with supporting details, reasons that provide evidence, that leaves no room for doubt or ambiguity whatsoever. And when you project key ideas that are as clear as crystal as daylight, of course, that is the kind of content that converts. So that is exactly what it is. We have been discussing 9 smart content writing skills. We have been looking at how to create content that converts. And of course, I believe and I hope that you have learned a lot of things that will help you to begin to create very great content that converts, that compels your target audience to buy into the ideas you project, and ultimately to give you their patronage so that your digital products will be easily sold, and then you earn money for your efforts. That is exactly the goal of every content marketer. And in the 21st century, content marketing is really a very lucrative industry. You just have to find the smart way of creating content so that you will earn uh, huge income and even passive income consistently for your efforts. Thank you for being part of today's episode. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, kindly do so, because doing so is really a way of motivating me, supporting me, encouraging me. Really, I need your support, and the only way you can do that is to subscribe to this channel and like the video and share the video. Give me thumbs up, and that will encourage me to create more videos that will help a lot of people out there. Make sure you click on the little bell icon below so that you will have access to all the videos I upload. Each time a new video goes live on this channel, you will be the first to get notification. See you in the next video, and remember